Hello, my name is Anna. For as long as I can remember, I have lived my life in two parts. The first part is my real life. In that life, I am a mother to my amazing daughter, Lily. She is 17 years old. She is smart, she is funny, and she is my whole world. I am also a business owner. My company, Anna's Kitchen, is a successful high-end catering business. I built it from nothing. I built it with my own two hands in the years after my husband David passed away. My real life is hard, but it is good. It is honest. Before we move forward, show a little love. Please take a second to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment where in the world you're listening from. I love seeing how far my stories travel. The second part of my life, that is my family. My mother, Eleanor, and my younger sister, Chloe. In that life, I am not a mother. I am not a CEO. I am just a utility. I am the fixer. I am the provider. I am the one who makes everything okay. You see, my family loves to host. They love the idea of family, the big gatherings, the laughter, the perfect photos for social media. But they do not like the work, and they do not like the cost. That is where I come in. It all started 12 years ago. My husband had just died. My father had passed a few years before that. The family was broken. Thanksgiving was coming. My mother, Eleanor, called me crying. "I cannot do it," she sobbed. "I cannot pretend to be happy. I cannot cook a turkey." I had just started my little catering business. I was barely making any money, but I told her, "Do not worry, Mom, I will handle it." And I did. I spent money I did not have. I bought a huge 20-pound turkey. I made 12 different side dishes. I made 3 kinds of pie. I packed it all up, brought it to her house, and served it. My sister Chloe, who was in college, brought her new boyfriend. Everyone said, "Anna, you saved the day." It felt good to be needed, to be the strong one. So I did it again for Christmas, and then Easter, and then my mother's birthday, and then Chloe's college graduation. For 12 years, Anna's Kitchen has catered every single Martin family event. For free, I did not just cook. I planned, I shopped, I paid for all of it. The prime ribs, the expensive wine, the specialty cheeses. My sister Chloe loved to throw big, fancy parties. She would invite all her friends. She would tell them her famous chef's sister was handling the food. It made her look good. It made her look important. My mother's house was the family home, but it was my food that filled it. It was my labor that made the memories. It was my money that paid for the laughter. Lily, my daughter, grew up in this tradition. She grew up spending her holidays not at the table, but in the kitchen with me. She was my little helper. She would pass out appetizers. She would wash the big, heavy pots. Last year on Christmas, she was 16. She was tired. I was exhausted. I had been cooking for 48 hours straight. We were in my mother's kitchen, away from the party. We could hear them all laughing and singing carols in the other room. Lily was scrubbing a huge pot. "Why do we do this, Mom?" she asked. Her voice was quiet. "What do you mean, honey?" I asked. I was plating a huge dessert. "Why are we always in the kitchen? Why are we the only ones working? Aunt Chloe is just laughing. She has not offered to help once." I stopped. I looked at her. Her young face was so tired. "It is what family does, Lily," I told her. "We take care of each other. It makes them happy. That is our gift to them." Lily just shook her head. "It does not feel like a gift," she said. "It feels like a job. And they are not even paying us." I did not have an answer for her. Her words stuck in my heart. They were true, but I pushed them down. This was my role. This was the foundation of our family. I was the rock. I was the one who fed them. I thought that meant they loved me. I thought that meant they respected me. I was so wrong. This year was different. This year was the big one. My sister Chloe was finally engaged. She was not just engaged. She was marrying up. She was marrying a man named James Vanderbilt. His family was not just wealthy. They were old money. They were the kind of people my mother had spent her entire life reading about in magazines. The Vanderbilts were from New York. They were, as my mother told me in a dozen panicked phone calls, very formal. "They are used to the best, Anna," my mother said. "Everything has to be perfect. This is not just a holiday. This is Chloe's entire future." Thanksgiving was chosen as the great meeting. The Vanderbilts were flying in on their private plane. They were staying at a fancy hotel, but Thanksgiving dinner, that was at my mother's house. It was the one thing my mother could offer. A real, traditional, home-cooked meal. My mother, Eleanor, was in a full-blown panic for 6 weeks. And I, of course, was her general. I was in charge of the entire operation. It was not just a meal. It was a performance. I was the writer, the director, and the entire cast. Anna, it has to be your best, Chloe told me. Her voice was sharp. Not just your usual stuff. I mean impressive stuff. Mrs. Vanderbilt, his mother. She is a food snob. She goes to parties in Paris. This is my one chance, Anna. You cannot mess this up for me. I will not, Chloe, I promised. I will make it perfect. And I meant it. I wanted this for her. I loved my sister. I wanted her to be happy. So I started to plan. I was not just making a turkey. I was making a 6-course tasting menu. I designed a whole experience. I researched the Vanderbilt family. I found out what restaurants they loved. I planned to recreate their favorite dishes. I was going to make a truffle-basted turkey. I was going to make an oyster stuffing with artisanal bread. I was going to make potato gratins in individual copper pots. I was going to make a dessert with spun sugar and gold leaf. I was excited. I was excited to show them what I could do, to show my family once and for all how valuable I was. The week before Thanksgiving, I started sending my mother and Chloe my menu plans. I sent them my shopping lists. I sent them a schedule for the day. My phone was silent. They did not reply. This was strange. Usually, my mother would text me back right away. That looks wonderful, honey. Or Chloe would text, can you add more cheese to that? But now, nothing. A cold, strange feeling started in my stomach. I called my mother. It went straight to voicemail. Hi, Mom, it is me. Just checking if you saw the menu. I need to start ordering the supplies. Call me back. I called Chloe. Voicemail. Hey, Chloe, I really need to finalize the menu for your in-laws. Please call me. I told myself they were just busy. They were getting the house ready. They were buying new outfits, of course. Then, Tuesday morning, just 2 days before Thanksgiving, my phone buzzed. It was a text from my mother. I smiled, relieved. I opened it. The words on the screen did not make sense. My brain could not understand them. I read them once. I read them twice. Hi, Anna, honey. Just a quick update on Thanksgiving? We are so excited for the Vanderbilts. This is such a big day for Chloe. We were just counting seats, and it is a logistical nightmare. We have 26 people. I was confused. I texted back. That is fine, Mom. Lily and I can bring folding chairs, or we can sit at a card table in the living room. It is not a big deal. My phone buzzed again, almost immediately. That is the thing. It is not about the chairs. The Vanderbilts are very formal. Chloe wants a perfect, elegant table. We had to rent special gold chairs in China. It has to look like a magazine. We just do not have the room for everyone. This year, we need to keep it to just the main family and the in-laws. So there is no room for you and Lily. No room. The 2 words just hung there. No room for you and Lily. I sat down. My legs felt weak. After 12 years, after saving every holiday, after building my life around them. No room. Lily came home from school. She saw my face. Mom, what is wrong? You look like you saw a ghost. I do not understand, I whispered. I showed her the phone. She read the text. Her young, bright face turned to stone. She is disinviting us? Lily whispered. From Thanksgiving? But we are family. It must be a mistake, I said. My voice was shaking. She does not understand. She is just stressed. Let me call her. I dialed my mother's number. It went to voicemail. I dialed her again. Voicemail. She was ignoring my calls. My daughter was watching me. Her eyes were wide with a deep, personal hurt. She was not just hurt for me. She was hurt for herself. Her own grandmother, her own aunt, had just told her she was not welcome. I will call Chloe, I said. My voice was tight. She will fix this. I dialed my sister's number. It rang once. She picked up. Anna, oh my God, I'm so glad you called. Chloe's voice was bright, fast, and brittle with stress. She sounded like she was running a marathon. I am in a full-blown panic. Mom is useless. She is just crying about the flower arrangements. I cannot do this alone. I was so confused. Her voice was happy. She was happy to hear from me. Chloe, I said, my voice shaky. I just got Mom's text. What is going on? She said there is no room for me and Lily. That cannot be right. I heard Chloe let out a long, annoyed sigh. Oh my God, yeah, that... God, she is so awkward. She was supposed to handle that. Look, Anna, do not take it personally. Please, you know how important this is. What do you mean, do not take it personally? I asked. You are disinviting us. You are disinviting your niece. From Thanksgiving. Do not be so dramatic, she snapped. It is just one dinner. It is not the end of the world. It is just, you know. The Vanderbilts, they are not us. They are them. They are a big deal. Everything has to be perfect. The table setting is real silver. The place cards are calligraphy. It is a whole thing. Having you and Lily there, it complicates the seating. It adds 2 extra people. It throws off the balance. You get it, right? You are always so understanding. I was silent. I could not speak. I was standing in my own kitchen, looking at the menu I had spent a week designing for her. The menu for the party I was not allowed to attend. So, I said. My voice was hollow. We are just out. Yes, she said, relieved. Exactly. You get it. It is just for this one time. Next year, it will be back to normal. I looked over at Lily. She had tears silently streaming down her face. She was not making a sound. She was just broken. Which actually, Chloe continued, her voice all business again, is why I am so glad you called. Mom was supposed to ask you all of this, but she is falling apart. You will still cook the meal, right? The question was like a physical blow. I stumbled back. I had to grab the counter to hold myself up. What? I whispered. What did you say? The food, she said like I was stupid. Anna, the food is the most important part. This is my only chance to impress James's mother. I told you she is a total food snob. She wrote a book about French cooking or something. I cannot serve them. I do not know. Store-bought stuff. I need your food. I need your famous truffle butter turkey. I need those potato things you do. I need that amazing dessert with the spun sugar. I need the Anna's kitchen magic. She was not done. I already told them my sister is a famous chef. They are so excited to taste your cooking. It is all they have talked about. This is my future, Anna. My future with this family. You cannot mess this up for me. I was in shock. My mind was just white noise. I could not form a sentence. So here is the plan, she said, not even noticing my silence. It is perfect. You can just make everything at your kitchen, at your business. That is so much better anyway. Your ovens are bigger. Then you can just drop it all off around 3 p.m. We are eating at 5. You can just, use the back door. That way it does not interrupt us while we are greeting the guests. Oh, and I am texting you their dietary restrictions right now. Mrs. Vanderbilt is gluten-free. Mr. Vanderbilt is allergic to all nuts. James's brother is vegan. It is all very stressful. So I am counting on you. I heard a small sound from the doorway. It was Lily. She let out a little sob. She had heard every single word. Mom, she whispered. Her voice was thick with tears. She wants you to be the caterer? The delivery driver? She wants you to use the back door. On Thanksgiving? Chloe heard Lily's voice. I heard her sigh again. Oh, hi, Lily. Look, do not be a baby. This is not about you. This is about my new life. This is my future. Your mom gets it. It is just food, and she is the best. Right, Anna? You will still do it for me? For your only sister? You will not ruin this for me, will you? I looked at my daughter's face. Her face. The one I had promised to protect. She was not just sad. She was humiliated. She was ashamed. She was ashamed for me. And in that second, something inside me did not just break. It snapped. It was not a loud, hot, angry snap. It was a cold, quiet, final one. The 12 years of love, of obligation, of family, it all just evaporated. The fog in my head was gone. I was not the fixer anymore. I was not reliable. I was Anna, and this was my daughter. And they had hurt her. I took a deep breath. I pushed all the emotion down, all the hurt, all the rage. I made my voice very, very calm, smooth, like I was talking to a new client, a difficult one. Of course, Chloe, I said. Lily's head snapped up. Her eyes were wide. Mom, no! She whispered, her voice full of betrayal. I held up one hand, telling her to be quiet. On the other end of the phone, Chloe let out a huge scream of relief. Oh, thank God, Anna. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are a lifesaver. I knew you would understand. You have never let me down. You are right, I said. My voice was ice. I have not. It is your big day. You need to impress them. I will handle everything. Do not worry about a thing. You are the best sister in the world. She cried. Okay, I have to go. The florist is here. I am texting you the list now. Make sure it is all gluten-free. Mrs. Vanderbilt will check. I love you. Bye. She hung up. I put my phone down on the counter. The kitchen was silent. Mom? Lily said. Her voice was broken. Why? Why did you say yes? You are not really going to do it, are you? You are not going to let them treat us like that? I turned to my daughter. I looked into her tear-filled eyes. I pulled her into a hug that was tighter than usual. No, baby, I whispered into her hair. I am not. But they do not know that yet. She pulled back. She looked confused. What? What are you going to do? I smiled. And it was not my usual tired smile. It was a new smile, a sharp one. It is okay, Lily, I said. They are right about one thing. It is time I stopped acting like family and started acting like a professional caterer. And I have a very, very difficult client. For the next 2 days, my phone buzzed constantly. It was Chloe. It was my mother. They were so happy, so relieved. They were completely, blissfully, disgustingly oblivious. The texts were insane. Anna, can you add a vegan option? Just in case James's brother does not like the first one? Honey, make sure to use the good silver platters. The ones you have. Not my old ones. Anna, Chloe is thinking a lobster bisque to start. Can you add that? The Vanderbilts love lobster, I replied to every single one. Of course, no problem. I am on it. They thought I was in my kitchen cooking. They thought I was spending $1,000 on their perfect party. I was not in my kitchen. I was in my office. Lily sat next to me. She was not crying anymore. She was watching me. Her eyes were wide. What are we doing, Mom? She asked. We are doing business, honey, I said. My first call was not to my food supplier. It was to my lawyer. Hi, George, I said. I need you to do something for me. You know the house on Elm Street? My mother's house? Yes. The one I have been paying half the mortgage on for 6 years. My parents' old house had been foreclosed on after my dad died. I had helped my mother get a new, smaller house. I paid the down payment, and I had been paying half the mortgage note ever since as an unofficial family support loan. I need you to draft a letter, I said. A formal legal letter. It needs to detail the exact amount I have paid. $48,000. I need it to be a formal demand for repayment. Or a notice that I will be placing a legal lien on the property for the full amount. I want the letter sent by certified mail. I want it to arrive on the Monday after Thanksgiving. My lawyer was quiet for a second. Anna, is everything okay? Everything is perfect, George, I said. Thank you. My second call was to a travel agent. Hi, Sarah. I need 2 last-minute first-class tickets to Paris, leaving Thanksgiving morning. Lily's jaw dropped. Paris? Mom! I just smiled and held up my hand. My third call was to a different kind of supplier. Not my usual organic farm. I called a discount grocery warehouse. The kind that sells food in bulk. The kind that sells things just before they expire. My fourth call was to a local delivery service. A simple courier. Not my beautiful branded Anna's Kitchen catering van. I spent the rest of the day with Lily. We did not cook. We did not clean. We went shopping. We bought new outfits. We bought new suitcases. We got our nails done. We packed. Lily was practically dancing. This is the best Thanksgiving ever, she whispered. But Mom, what about them? What is going to happen? They are going to get exactly what they deserve, honey, I said. Now let's practice our French. Thanksgiving Day, the scene was not my kitchen. It was my mother's house. Eleanor and Chloe were in a frantic, happy state. The house was perfect. The silver was polished. The special rented gold chairs were at the table. The calligraphy place cards were set. Mrs. Vanderbilt's name was at the head of the table. Chloe kept looking at her watch. Anna should be here soon, she said. This is going to be perfect, my mother said. She was almost crying with joy. They are going to be so impressed. They will see what a wonderful family we are. 3 o'clock. No food. Chloe texted me. Hey, running late? We need to set up the buffet. No reply. 3:30. Chloe called me. It went straight to my new international voicemail. She called my business line. It went to a new automated, closed for the holiday message. Her blood went cold. Mom, she said, something is wrong. Anna is not answering. Do not be silly, my mother said. She is just busy. She is on her way. 3:45. The doorbell rang. It was the Vanderbilts, James, his mother, his father. They walked in looking like $1 million. They were polite. They were cold. It is a pleasure to be here, Mrs. Vanderbilt said. Her voice was like smooth, cold glass. We are so excited to taste your sister's famous cooking. Chloe has told us so much about her, the famous chef. Chloe was sweating. She was smiling a smile that was too big. Yes, she is just on her way. Traffic is terrible. 4 o'clock. The Vanderbilts were in the living room. They were making polite, stiff conversation. The house smelled like nothing. It smelled like bleach and my mother's air freshener. It did not smell like turkey. It did not smell like stuffing. Chloe was in the kitchen, frantically texting me. Where are you? This is not funny. You are ruining my life. Anna, pick up your phone. They are here. You are humiliating me. My mother was pacing. She would not do this, she whispered. She would not. 4:15. A white van pulled up. It was not my Anna's kitchen van. It was a generic quick courier van. A man in a simple jacket got out. Chloe and Eleanor ran out the front door. Thank God! Chloe screamed. The man looked at a clipboard. Delivery for a Chloe Martin? Yes, yes. Where is it? Bring it in. The man looked confused. He went to the back of his van. He did not unload insulated hot boxes. He did not unload silver platters. He unloaded 3 large plain cardboard boxes. That is it, he said. What? Chloe said. Where is the rest of it? Where is the turkey? This is all I have, lady, the man said. He handed her the clipboard. Sign here. They took the boxes. They were light. They brought them into the kitchen. They were shaking. Mrs. Vanderbilt had wandered in, holding her wine glass. Oh, is this the famous food? She asked, smiling. Chloe took a knife and sliced open the first box. Inside was not a truffle-basted turkey. Inside were 28 frozen microwavable turkey dinners. The cheap foil tray kind, the ones that cost $2 at a gas station, the ones with the tiny gray circle of turkey, the lumpy mashed potatoes, and the brown, watery gravy. Chloe just stared. What? What is this? My mother opened the second box. More frozen dinners. She opened the third. More frozen dinners. And at the bottom of the last box, there was a single, thick, cream-colored envelope. It was on my Anna's kitchen letterhead. Chloe's name was on the front, in perfect, beautiful calligraphy. She opened it with shaking hands. Inside was not a letter. It was an invoice. Invoice, it read. For the Martin family. Services rendered, 12 years of family catering. It listed every Thanksgiving, 12 every Christmas, 12 every Easter, 12 42 birthdays, 8 anniversaries, 4 graduation parties. Item, truffle butter turkey, 12 years. Item, signature potato gratin, 12 years. Item, artisanal breads, 12 years. The list went on for 2 full pages. At the bottom, there was a final number. Total cost of food, labor, and supplies provided. 23-2025. 84,500 moin. Amount paid, 0.1 yuan. Chloe's face was white. Mrs. Vanderbilt was looking over her shoulder. At the very bottom of the invoice, there was a handwritten note. Dear Chloe and Mom, it said, I received your text message. You are right. This is a very special day, and it is time we all acted like professionals. My food, my love, and my time are for my family. My catering, my invoices, and my business are for my clients. Since you made it very clear that my daughter and I are not your family, I must now treat you as clients. Unfortunately, you have a terrible credit history. You wanted my food, but not my daughter. You wanted to impress your new family by throwing away your old one. You wanted me to use the back door, so I have. The meal you requested is in the boxes. I have followed all your dietary restrictions. These are gluten-free, nut-free, and sadly, taste-free. Just like your apology, there are 28 dinners, 1 for each of you, and 1 for me and Lily, just in case you changed your mind. We did not. I hope you and the Vanderbilts have a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. I am so sorry I cannot be there. Lily and I found that we had no room in our lives for this. P.S. My lawyer will be contacting you on Monday about the $48,000 in mortgage payments I have made on your house. We can arrange a payment plan, or you can sell. I'm sure the Vanderbilts, with their long history in finance, will have some excellent advice for you. Chloe dropped the letter. It fluttered to the kitchen floor. Mrs. Vanderbilt looked at the frozen dinner in her hand. She looked at Chloe. Her face was not angry. It was just empty. At that exact moment, I was 30,000 feet in the air. The flight attendant was pouring a glass of real champagne on me. She poured Lily a glass of sparkling cider. To our new tradition, Mom, Lily said, holding up her glass. She was not the tired, sad girl in the kitchen. She was glowing. To our real family, I said. Just the 2 of us. We clinked glasses. My phone on the tray next to me was buzzing. It was buzzing so hard it was vibrating off the table. It was Chloe. It was my mother. It was a storm of angry, screaming, desperate text messages. I picked up the phone. I looked at the screen. I smiled, and I turned it off. I looked out the window. We were heading east into the sunrise, and I was finally truly free.